Good evening, Buzzard. Good evening. Thank you for joining me. It said go live just as I was not ready at all. Look, see, floppy glove, not even got a light on or anything. So, good evening, Buzzard, and yes, anyone else who's joining me this evening. Thank you very much. I'm looking for a light. I know it says somewhere. I know. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. There we go. Bright light. Okay, so we have the light back. We have light back on, and we have a desk cam, and we have basically what I was working on last week, which was the building up all these mud sides here and making them textured. Now I have painted, so I don't want to look on Instagram. I have painted one already. So once I actually painted it up, it looks okay. It looks okay. So I've got to get this one, and I've started the extra big one, which is this one. This is the extra big one. I've started this one already. Problem is, it looks like an absolute cokehead's dream on my desk at the minute because it's just full of white powder. There are bits that I've realised that I've missed slightly that I'm going to have to go over as well, which I'm not too sure how to break off the styrene underneath or whether or not I'll figure that out when I come to it. But yeah, overall, it looks okay once you've painted the whole thing up. And that was but it looks more rock-like than the slashes that I had done in the side of just what was the base brown styrene in the first place. Problem is, when I did this one, I used just speed paints and I used it pure. Whoa! You nearly went for a trip. Well, I nearly went for a trip there. I think that's because that's not centered. If I center that slightly, a bit more, so that the weight's not as stupidly distributed, that'll probably stop it all from falling into my brew. Excellent. That's always a good thing. Don't have your phone with a camera on fall into your brew. So yeah, I'll try that one. So that's the plan for this evening, which is big brush time, essentially. It's going to be big brush time, meaning the extra huge, daft, ridiculous size one, because that's the one I'm going to have to use for this. And lots of brown and black. No bright, vibrant colours tonight, I'm afraid. Not that I usually use bright, vibrant colours, but you know what I mean. No reds, no blues, no nice, normal colours, just browns and greys and wonderful blacks. But I'm going to try a few things, so I shall let you know. But first of all, I have to take my medication because I've not took it yet and have something to drink. Good evening, Saf. How are you doing, man? Oh, are you okay? And continuing in the rocks tonight. So, yeah, I was just telling Beaky them. They don't look too bad once they're painted up. And Alison, good evening. Thank you both for coming to join us. So they don't look too bad painted up. I'd already posted these on Instagram. But obviously not everyone's on Instagram, so I do show one here as well. And I had to play about with putting some kind of texture on the top. So you can see at least I've painted the top a different brown to let's move this thing a minute. This is huge. So I've painted the top of this a different brown to this. So that overall it'll look, yeah, it won't be with that styrene effect that just looks painted brown. And then yeah. Essentially inking is how I'm going to describe what I've done there so far. Good evening, Kirsty, as well. Thank you for coming. So I've got to make my ink first because I don't want to use up a crap load of. That small little pot is not going to do these two big bases. These are absolutely bloody massive. It's like over a foot long and over half a foot wide. So it's quite a large area, really. Now that I've realised it after I've done it. Yeah, you know, I should think of these things first. I know, but I didn't. So I'm here now with absolutely huge hills and I'm not sure how to go about it. I've also not moved this one yet since I've actually finished the back end around here, which I should actually smooth out because it does look like Artex rather than rock formations, which was the second thing which I forgot to do. And don't do it with the gloves that you don't want to get holes in, you absolute buffoon. I'm a moron sometimes. I really, really am, aren't I? We are being rock stars tonight. Oh, some of us, some of us instead of deciding to be gods and mold topography. So yeah, let's see if this actually moves first. Oh no, that's not fair. That's not good. It seems to have underlapped a little bit. How am I going to sort that out? I didn't think that was going to happen. You see, I've got a problem occurred now. I've got a lip on this bit here, and this bit here is kind of raised up a little bit, and I don't want to just chunk it off because, well, it might break wrong. So let's try using a knife first. Oh, no, that cuts relatively easily, so yeah. I can just trim that down. That's not bad. Oh, that's good. As I said, there will be lots of trials and errors tonight. Sometimes on things that I didn't even know I had to trial and error on. Like in this case, when I've got that's a huge overlap of the overall base, isn't it? Wow. I went extra chunky on that bit around there. I went extra chunky. That's all flat to the base and actually overlapping. A Dremel would work, but the problem is I don't want to Dremel away any of the texture on this side of it. So what? Shit. I may have just done what I just didn't want to do, but never mind. Thank you, Alec. Put the blade away. So yeah, so although it's overlapped here, what I don't want to do is chip away a big chunk of the other side, which is the texture side. Good evening, Mick. Good evening, Mick. Actually, Mick being there has reminded me I've still not done something which I should have done. See, I'm never 100% ready for everything. Never. There's always one thing that I'll forget. However little, however. So, yeah, that was something I didn't expect to have to sort out. But that's nice because I can now know that that moves. I can put that on it, and any runoff I'm not too bothered about then because it'll just go down and stain the thing underneath. Mick T's just reminded me that I've not put the link in there. Although really, Buzz should have reminded me that the fact that he was there. But never mind. Live and learn. That you're supposed to. I, however, just forget everything and then try and more octopus style living rather than mammal style living. Just learn it, relearn it every time. See how that fares. So yes, I have not done that though. Why am I pasting? No. Control Z. Thank you. Copy. That's what you wanted to do. Sometimes it's not working tonight, people. It's not working tonight. The head's just not fully there. I know it's not first person to type it. One. All right. Right. So, good evening, Hayde. I should say good night, Hayde. As the case usually is. Well, thank you for coming as well. I hope the desired effect is done. So yeah, back to I'm supposed to be painting rocks. I'm having to clean my desk because I'm an idiot and didn't think about preparation beforehand. You know this is what part of the reason why you show up, because you realize that he's not somebody who's sat behind a professional desk going, this is how you do things. Like, no, I'm just a dude who's tried to do this, like figuring it out as he goes along. So you all get to laugh at me, like when I spilled green paint everywhere, and when I decide that I'm going to use a thingy mat, a cake mat for my silicon mat instead of like proper things that people would use. Right, so I need grey, but I need it to be thinned out a bit more than that, so it goes a bit further. And then I need, where's the brown one gone? And I know it's on here because I used it recently. Right, cool. Why are they in two tubs? Well, because it's two different colours. But I am going to end up just using the same brush and going think, and well, mostly. That's why I have two brushes. I have a smaller brush, but for the sake of, it'll be brown first, then black, and I'll go around dabbing through everywhere and pushing it through. No worries, Mick. No worries. I hope you feel better, but at least hopefully you will after that, and that's the point of you going in the first place. So instead of just pure thingies, yeah, I'm watering them down a little bit, but I might put a bit of contrast medium in as well, just to, because it doesn't react fully well with water, this stuff. Although it does wash into basically an ink. So I intend to use that to stain the rocks. I hope, because I didn't water it down last time. So I hope I get the same colours. I hope I get the same saturation. And I hope, yeah, very speedy, as quickly as you can. Get back up to what you can do, mate. But don't push yourself. Take it easy, and don't sing like me, because well, I can't. I am tone deaf. I have proven that on more than one occasion. Yet people who have never heard me sing will still insist on it, to their own detriment. Isn't that fun? I'd say some people who have heard me sing have still asked for it as well. So to them, it's just glutton for bloody punishment, I suppose. My sibling is the one who could sing in my family. I at least have rhythm, which is all right. But yeah, all three of us were in the church marching band, so we at least learned to play music and something to some degree, even if I was given percussion or drums and bongos because I was only young. And my sister's got to play this fun stuff like the trumpet and the xylophone. Not the xylophone, the glockenspiel. But let me tell you one thing, it was damn sure better than not playing anything at all. Where was it up to? I need to find a bit in here. All this just to get pretend rocks. So fingers crossed. Once I've got this done and the other one done under there, I can go up to brick in the other house. Although I might take a break from terrain to let you people in chat decide if I'll either put a poll up or I'll listen to Discord, one of the two. And that way I'll decide whether I'll take a break from terrain and go do some Space Marines again, or whether or not I carry on with doing terrain and scenery. Because I have been doing terrain and scenery for a little while, and then obviously I had the huge break with doing the Tyranids. So kind of hate. It's essentially what it's going to be is because I wanted to run in, I run both sci-fi and fantasy settings. I wanted, my overall table's got to be more like a dried out jungle. So there will be signs of life that was there, but it's been withered and it's husked and it's been drawn out, and it's certainly not the vibrant planet it was. So when Materinids play on it, it's kind of like there's been sucking life out of it. Or if we're running in a fantasy setting, I can run things like giants, run it as a wasteland, or run it as a desert land to a degree if I make enough boards. But mostly to be, withered, a withered jungle planet where most things have actually been used up and dried up and gone now. So, not necessarily deserted, because there will be ancient inhabitant ruins for the fantasy setting, and even more ancient ruins that have been built over for the sci-fi settings. So I'll still be using the large building in the sci-fi setting. It's just that it'll be even older at that point and have been built over by the coming generations with more scientific things over the top. So you will be deserted, but I wouldn't want to go there. Certainly, I'm certainly not building a holiday destination. One's going to be a dragon torn and ravaged and played with giant monsters and God knows what else, and the other one's going to be under siege by aliens, which want to nom everything that they see. So yeah, neither one of them particularly. I'll take the 13-year-old down the kid that's just gonna go. Yeah, have you got a spare sig? Nah, I've not got one. Yeah, what do you mean you got one? I'll just shut up. I'll take him over what this planet could potentially throw at you, if my imagination is anything to go off anyway. Obviously, I have theatre imagination. Crap like that. But hey, if you don't have it there, then I ain't now going to get it on there. Yeah, that's the idea. It can blend into hopefully a few different archetypes of planet. I don't intend to be putting much of that on the top of any of the big ones. That's going to be left with just this piece, because I don't think it works putting what I've got on the basis and the Tyranids on the bug things. It doesn't work on as well on this, so I'll leave it just on that one. I won't be putting it on these. What I'll probably do is work on smaller pieces individually with little, almost like gnarled trees and things afterwards. That's another project in the future. Yay! This never ends. This never ends. I'm building that to a dungeon yet. Not just built a dungeon. So yeah, a dungeon. I had the sound effect and everything, didn't I? So yeah, I've got to build a dungeon, or at least be able to build a dungeon, which is going to be difficult, I think. Well, I suppose it depends. It might not be difficult if I build it by just tiles. But if I want to build walls, well, good evening, Dan. How are you? I hope you're doing all right. How was the eclipse? I didn't get a chance to join your live, although it did tell me you was going to have one. I was too busy running around trying to remember where I'd put stuff. Right, okay, that grey is not going to be dark enough, I don't think. So This is why I bought the blackout. So put some of that in there, and I can't remember what I used to mix them in. Oh, I just did that, didn't I? I just swirled and swirled and swirled. Okay, now I'll see what this. See if this darker grey is going to be. There we go. That's better. It's at least getting into the darker recesses. It's actually helping some of the brown as well, which is nice, very nice. It certainly is so much quicker than actually painting the damn things. I'll give you that much. I suppose it technically is painting it, but you know what I mean, compared to painting a model. Just essentially making sure it's all wet with the color you want and then waiting for it to dry. Now, the first one tricked me because it's essentially, it is stone, it is a chalk type of polyfiller. It feels like it when it's like this, so it's hard to tell when the damn thing's dry. So I'm not sure if, like, for instance, that bit's actually dry and I don't know it. So it's going to be fun at some point in this. I don't know if it's going to be dry, and I can't dry brush it until I actually know it's dry. So I don't know if I'll be able to dry brush them tonight. We'll find out in the only way that is possible. So now let's turn you around. There's a lot of red brown around there, so, and a lot of black around this side. So let's finish off some red around this side. If there was ever enough on the no, because I'm an idiot and I used a daft, stupid size brush. And really, what I'd be doing is making this stuff into a dropper bottle, but I don't have one available yet. So I'll try as I can, but make more brown wash because I'm going to need it anyway for the second one. Don't go swishing it everywhere all over like that. And this is also why you should actually mix in bottles and things. Okay, I'm actually going to add a little bit of the grey to it just to try and darken it up because it didn't seem to stain right. And as I said, the brown helped it. The black helped it around that section. So I'm going to add a bit of grey to it for around here. I'm going to do this entire section with the browny grey wash. Fingers crossed it goes all right, eh? No, it doesn't seem to be going too bad. That's all right. Problem is, well, on top of this is going to be whatever needs to be in the scenery case. So this is going to be used as essentially a razor. So some of the sci-fi buildings, like, I think I've already done it. I don't think I'm going to come back to it. But when I did the cylinder, which will fit in that section or that section, it can go on top of it and then I can build on it, and it's a small section that can come out from here that'll take it up even higher. So I can use it as essentially, rather than playing on a flat plane, I can adjust the topography of the land that they're on just in a very simple way as a hill to put that on. And hopefully I'm going to make hills that'll fit on top of them so I can raise it up even more, but that's going to be difficult with this method. They did originally at least these two did originally stack on top of each other to take it up to a double height, and then the little one would go on top as well to give it even more. Now that I've increased the footprint by anywhere between 1.5 to 2.5 inches all the way around, they don't fit anymore. So I'm going to have to rebuild some, or build some new ones, should I say, and make them fit within that section, so that I can raise it up again and again. That way I can do an entire rock section like, is it Arizona? That's just full of rocks and just I can do something like that, and then maybe do one or two bespoke pieces if I wanted certain things like a dungeon entrance or a sci-fi door, and have maybe do them so they're interchangeable. But yeah, it's mostly layer and height manipulation is what these are for. Although that, yeah, making some small bespoke pieces that can be used as either bunker doors or dungeon doors. That might be a nice idea, actually. Okay. Well, let's get these ones finished before I start moving on to any other smart ass ideas, because I've already got 3. I've got a container to build, which I wish to be able to use within a game as well. But I've got to sort out its dimensions to get it into scale into what I need it to be. In fact, I could put that on top of there. But just make sure that fit in. Put a little. Oh, that'll be fun. The outside may not look like the inside, but when I make it, you'll know what it is. I hope those people who do. Because all I really need to make, because you never see behind that bit, so all I need to make is the back wall, really. Have somewhere where the 2 chairs would go. I gotta have it as a destroyed hab unit almost. Oh, that would be nice. That would be nice. I'd have to do it as a completely custom piece, though, and I am not feeling confident for that right now. And anyone wondering why I'm doing it like that is because I also need to get the top in tone as well. Even though there's stuff underneath it, that overall variance will still work. And it doesn't if it's just that old brown like what it was. We're not too bad. I think we're coming to the end of the rain for a couple of days at the minute, aren't we? But then I think we've got more coming up. I'm not sure if we dodge it and Liverpool get it, but I know we're not getting anything else over from the west at the moment, which is nice and makes a change, because usually that's where all our rain, most of our rain comes from. All the bloody tornadoes and storms in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean all decide they want to go this way. Don't know why. Either that or they run up and down America going, oh, which is really not good either. So this will be the final bit of brown for this one, and then I'm going to have to make a whole lot of both of them again. Okay, this one small project may just kill my army paint a brown speed paint, even though I'm watering it down. However, I do still have I think it's snakebite leather brown from Games Workshop, so I'm not entirely without a contrast brown, so that's good. And I have a couple of normal leather browns as paints, so I'm not without browns completely. Bloody contrast one like this, right? No worries, Seth. Catch you later. Thank you very much for coming to join me and give me some thoughts and watch me do help. Well, yeah, stop me going insane while I do this, because if no one listened, I would be classified as insane. But people listen, so I'm all right. How do I get away with it through the day? You ask? My missus. Might not actually be talking to anybody at all, but she's listening, so therefore I'm not mad. See? And she's laughing because she knows it's true. She's like, this is why she can't send me to a psychiatrist. No. I believe I'm getting a guest, possibly my favorite guest. Hello, how are you doing?
All right.
I'm not too bad at all. I'm not too bad. How's you?
I'm grand. Sorry, did you say EB was turning up?
No.
You said your favorite guest was coming.
Well, yeah. Put it this way, can you think of another guest that would give the ability to bring themselves up to?
I don't know about that, so.
Right, so yeah. No, there's
literally,
difference between my favorite guest and the guest that draws me the most use. There's different things.
Let's see. Have you highlighted any of these comments yet? I'm genuinely
I've not highlighted any, but as far as I'm aware, I am responding to them. I did say goodbye to Saf. Okay, I've responded to Ali when she asked me about the weather.
And to be honest, I just was on my computer trying to work out how to move stuff from my iCloud onto my desktop.
From your iCloud onto desktop?
Yeah, I wasted a fucking looked up because I deleted stuff off my phone that I could have kept on my computer. And now I've worked out how to do it because I'm going down to Dublin on Thursday, and I was trying to work out, should I take my camera, my big swanky expensive camera?
No, did you bugger?
Well, what's the point of having it if I don't take it anywhere? You know?
Yes, there's good evening.
How y'all doing?
Not too bad. We're trying to figure out whether or not Captain should take his big swanky camera into the middle of a place that's probably gonna not necessarily be too happy at the moment. I believe there's a little bit of unrest at the moment in Dublin.
Oh, it's a shithole. It was always, and I know, Ollie's watching, but it's like every big city. You know what I mean?
Well,
they just become crime-ridden, dirty, and dangerous.
As an Englishman, I am staying firmly out of what happens between the north and south of that island. Thank you very much.
One thing's got nothing to do with the other, but every big city ends up becoming crime-ridden, dirty, and dangerous.
In which case, do you want to take your big, dirty, great, big, stinking?
Yeah, but I'm a dirty, great, big fella, and my mates will be there, and so. Right, but it's not even that. It's the thought of carrying it and then coming out of. So we're going down to do the Jameson's whiskey tour / tours because we've booked under 2 names to do 2 different tours.
Right. Okay.
So it's whether or not I want to be running around drunk with my camera on my phone. So.
Yeah, that would be another big no for me.
It depends.
Look, my phone, yes, because I'll take with me because I'd need it for more than just camera reasons. And my phone can take good enough camera pictures of something like that if I needed to.
Well, the thing is that's actually more expensive than my camera. That was £800. It was, so my camera was £500.
Then, in all fairness, booked if I know. Yeah, I don't know. Do what you want. You're a grown man, for Christ's sake. Take your camera if you want to take your camera.
Yeah. So, hello, Biggie. Hello, Ali.
Right.
Yep.
So, Brown first.
So yeah, take a wee curve. So I don't know. It's not that. So we're going down on the train. We've booked it. They won't let you book 2 whiskey tours in one day. Bunch of fucking pansies.
Well, that's kind of understandable.
No, it's not. It's not. Why did you ever tell the Irish when they can and can't drink? Are you fucking nuts?
Yeah, it's
Or
not.
the British?
It's not the problem that it's telling them when they can and can't drink. It's just that they don't, because they don't listen to us. We know they're just going to get in the fucking car.
But it's not that. I can drink. I can drink like fuck. I'll be all right.
Yeah, and that's the issue with the next person who gets behind his Ford Focus and then go drunk into that
Yeah,
next thing.
Yeah,
So it's like, no, go on, call it one a day, lads. One a day. And then they still get behind the Ford Focus and barely avoid going chunking.
It's virtue. It's virtue signaling. It's just it's to be socially responsible and the rest. So all we did is I booked the first tour, which is the basic tour, just to go in and see how they make everything, and then you get a wee sample or two. I don't know how many, and then they wouldn't. So we wanted to go back and do. There's a whiskey cocktail making class. And we want to do
but you get a lot more alcohol in that one.
Well, that's it, but it's the second one, right? But so they won't let, because I booked the first one. I booked the train and I booked all the rest of it, And I went in. They went, you can't book another one. So Herf just booked the other one. So we just spaced them out ever so slightly. So we'll do the basic tour and then we'll leave and then we'll go back in and we'll go out and then we'll go back in the front door about 20 minutes later and go for the other one. So and the things, to be honest, so the camera in that's 48 million megapixels. That's fucking nuts.
Well, so wait a minute, which one's the better camera?
But the big camera is better overall, but it means carrying it about and taking it in there to the case and all the rest of it, where I can take that one just out of my pocket and record something or take pictures and just.
So it's not like you're going to be able to use the camera as a way to prove it wasn't you that's just been in 20 minutes ago.
I don't like what. Be all right. So.
I'm fine, Allie. How are you, sweetie? I'm sorry, Cap. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're all right.
No,
that's why we're highlighting the comments, Chris. So,
yeah.
Ali, the first one. So it's an 8:00 train Thursday morning. Gets into Connolly Street just after 10. And then the first tour is booked at 12, so it's a half-hour dander, but we'll dander around and we'll get something, go and get some lunch before we go to the distillery,
So at least you're not going on an empty stomach.
No. And I think the next one's, so it's like a 45-minute tour, and then I think it's 2:00 Herf booked, the second one, so there's a wee bit of time in between the two. Then we'll go back in at 2:00 and do it's an hour long. I think it's an hour long sort of whiskey cocktail making class. And then I'll buy some nice whiskey to bring home and leave it at that. So
yeah. Well,
so as far as pulling a camera out of your pocket and filming it, hell, that's the way of the world nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
not bad. I mean, it's weird. I mean, people want to see shit you're doing. No, I don't mean I'm not one for posting for strangers, but fucking Angie and JV and Blake and all want, if you're doing stuff, they're interested in what you're doing. It's so it's it is what it is. I mean, and to be honest, we're just something to do. Just booked a couple of days off and just fuck it. We'll just jump on the train and we'll.
Well, think of it this way: you've also got the convenience with your phone. That not only do you have to you can pull it out of your pocket and just go snap. There's a picture.
Yeah.
You can also just go snap, send it to my friend, snap, send it to So I'll do a live straight away from here, phone them, do it from there. You wanted to see this, didn't you? Phone didn't go up. There you go, and it's done.
No, I don't think it'll be doing that.
How you doing, Matt? How you doing, mate? I'm not doing too bad.
And you know what? That is something that I've never done as far as pulling my phone out and videotaping anything. I've never used my camera for that. You know, I'll take pictures of, you know, stuff like vehicles and stuff like that, but that's it.
Yeah. But I've done it at gigs, especially recently, because I was getting told before you go to a gig, record something for us, let us see it, you know. And so I did it, and then I just posted a lot of them on, you know, on my channel. But I even recently, I took them all down recently, just deleted them all recently, just that, you know, so.
Really? A lot of your shots are gone? Or a lot of your videos are gone?
Yeah, I took months ago. I took all the stuff for me and all the gigs I went to, just took them all down. And just wanted to tidy the channel up. I left the music shorts up that it did, and then the ones I did based on the 20 questions. But other than that, it's mostly just my lives now, you know. So
pretty much.
Hey, there you go, Cap. You start your distillery. Name your whiskey Captain's Baptin.
my mate's making his own, and the sad thing is he's been told he can't drink. He's been having real medical problems, and they've been going through all sorts of medicines to try and help him out. Right. And the ones he's on now he can't drink with, and he's not a drinker. He literally, I've known him 20 years. And
yeah, but if you wanted to start a distillery, you're gonna need to be able to.
Look, he's sort of mostly retired because of his health problems, so he was just bored. So he got the stuff because he just wanted to do it, and so he just started making it, and he's not a big drinker. Except in all the times he was coming up here, I only saw him have drink maybe 2 or 3 times, and by drink I mean 1 drink just to try it.
Just give a taste of that, and that's it. Done.
Yeah. So he was making his own, but there are honest. There's loads of different types of tours. Jameson's they're very good with the tours. It's not Bushmills was one thing, and they just walked you around the factory, all the rest of it, some samples, and then people like me were stupid enough to buy loads of whiskey. But
I've got to admit that Bushmills was nice.
Right. Oh. When you see, this is a Bushy. I made of a new favorite. I did open my 16-year-old Bushmills, the 16-year-old single malt.
When did you open that?
Last weekend.
I knew you wasn't going to be able to resist for long.
Well,
I don't.
In fairness, he's got a better one.
No, I wouldn't say better. But lads, have you tried that?
What's that one? Red
breast.
No, but I have heard of that one. It's supposed to be a nice one, but I've never heard anyone react to that the way that I reacted to when it was like, "Oh, that's a nice one." When I tried Bushmills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone react to red breast in the way that I reacted to it. So it's always been like, it sounds like a nice one, but I may be completely wrong.
It's possibly my favorite.
Ooh.
My go-to tipples Bushmills 10-year-old. When I'm feeling a bit more saucy, I go for the 12-year-old whiskey in case somebody clips out of the context. I have now opened the 16-year-old single malt. It's lovely.
Better be careful messing around with them 12-year-olds now.
Yeah.
Well, in fairness, that 12-year-old Bushmills is bloody nice, and you've got to be careful. Don't go messing around with it because it will sneak up on you and decide to just take you out instead.
Stephen. But I was bought that for my 50th. So when Herf was up the other Saturday, we were having a retro gaming night. I said, "Look, we'll open this. First drink, we'll make it a nice one. Then you can go on to cheaper stuff." Right. So.
Right. Okay, I'm interested now. How was you having a retro gaming night?
Because I plugged in my old GameCube.
Oh right, cool. So you've literally got the console and it's
I've my old N64 in there with GoldenEye and all that there, and plugged in the GameCube so as we could play Super Monkey Ball.
Super Monkey Ball. Jesus, I've not played that game for ages.
And no, neither do we.
I thought you were going to say Raspberry Pi or Hyperspace.
No, just clearing out under the arm, just dug them out, so plug them in to see them working. So,
because those two are a far more convenient way to. That's far more convenient way to do a much evening. Good evening, Stephen. Thank you for joining us again. Stephen, everyone who comes into my chat, I thank you all for being the glutton for punishments that you are to put up with.
I'm sure we will, Ali.
Well, I just stopped by for a minute to say hello. I got to get back
Thank
at
you
it.
very much, Chris. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry.
How did the eclipse go? Your neck of the woods, Chris?
Do what?
Yeah.
How did the eclipse? I have two questions. How did the eclipse go? Your neck of the woods? Did you see much of it?
We stepped outside for a minute. I carried a welding hood out there and looked up and checked it out.
Right. Okay.
I mean, really, it went about like they usually do. It gets a little dark, sun never goes away. And
so, a little ring for a minute, and that's it.
So, I mean, really and truly, for the most part, I think people make way too much to do out of nothing. But
well, eclipses happen on a sort of semi-regular basis, but that's a big one for it to be a total eclipse like that. Back in the day, there'd have been thousands of people sacrificed and all to pacify the gods, So it's a big event.
We had one in 2017 too, and I mean it was bigger than this one, at least ways from here.
All right, maybe it depends where you were, but yeah. So just, I'd say we don't really get them here, So
right.
Well, it depends where you sat on the line, really, because we're sat too far north, and we're never going to get a full eclipse because we never get a true full direct sun. Basically, you've got to be sat right on the equator, which not many.
Anyway, last cap. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day.
I've got another question. I've got the second question was, I have you on the list to do 20 questions some night.
Okay.
I don't want to schedule too far ahead. But
when you get ready, Cap, just shoot me an email.
That's okay. But the one you think I forgot about you, I'm trying not to plan too far ahead these days. So, although I do want this man, I think this man could be fantastic. Mick T. Hello, Mick.
Oh, it's all good, brother. Whenever you get ready.
But I've a list of names. I'm just trying to, because the last week or two I just wasn't able to do them. So I don't want to commit to one and then let anybody down, So
you just done one. You just did Hobo, didn't you?
Hobo Saturday or Friday night there, but I just did for 2 or 3 weeks beforehand. I wasn't able to do it. I wasn't to be honest, it's shit going on. I wasn't in the mood. And then
I can feel you on that one. Ooh.
Yeah, and then this Friday night there, and my aunt, fucking poor aunt, she's just touching 9 inches of a stroke and visited her in the hospital, and it is really God's waiting room, to be honest. All the old women in the hang, it's brutal.
So as y'all say over, no worries. Just whenever you get ready, let me know. I'm there for you.
Yeah, bother.
All right, then, boys. Y'all have a great one. We'll see ya.
Okay. Thank you for coming up, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Cheers, Stephen. It's not come along too badly compared to what it was, but I'm up to drying stage now, which is probably like the most boring stage in the entire frigging thing.
Yeah, it's a rough one, Stephen. It's just I'd like a lot of time for it. She's been relatively healthy for years, but she had a stroke out of the blue. She got home, then they realised there was problems, had to take her back in, and then she fell when she was in hospital. And literally one side of her face is fucking black and blue. It's horrible.
But does she look like she's going to see the other side of it? At least?
It's looking like she's going to end up on a home now.
At least you can go say hello to her.
She needs 24-hour care, and she couldn't talk properly. You can see she's there. She smiled when she saw me and all the rest of it, and she laughed. She got this wee grin and she laughed whenever you joked about stuff, but she can't get the words out to talk to you properly, and she gets frustrated, So
yeah,
but just
that I can understand.
Just some. I mean, the wee old woman in the bed beside her, the cousin warned me. She's like, "Wait, they're going to go in to treat her. Wait, she's going to shout and she's going to scream, and it's all bloody murder and stuff because she's confused and she's frightened and she's sore, and and it was grim.
It's not a nice thing to have to go through from either perspective, like to be the side that you're on, or to be the loved one looking in from the other side, because it's a pretty crushing thing, really.
Yeah, and
so yeah, not nice. So I hope you're holding up about it. However, I want you to hold up any questions so we're no longer sat live chatting on YouTube, because I don't think that's a subject to be chatting for. No. Unless you need to be chatting loud and clear.
No. Just explain, some of the shit that's going on, but just
then
real life takes over. Thanks. Real life takes over from YouTube, at times. So
it does, which is why I have to miss my scheduled times. But I am coming along better, as Stephen has pointed out, that it is coming along. So while I wait for these two to dry, and hopefully they don't. Well, I've got to try and find somewhere for them to dry where they're not going to drip onto each other first of all.
You didn't think that through, did you?
You've met me. Now you've met me. Do I think anything through?
Absolutely not. No.
My entire trip when I went over to BU was just like, yeah. So what we're going to do? We're going to go over there. Then what? Well, we're going to be there.
Yeah.
And everything thereafter was just, yeah.
Some of the best things I've ever done was impromptu like that. Some of the best nights out to see, the more you plan stuff, the more there was expectations that it's never.
It's the same with electronics. The more buttons there are, the more things can go wrong.
There is that.
So yeah, the more that was planned, the more crap could go wrong. So yeah, it was very little planned. In fact, there was only one thing that ended up being planned, and that was the gig the night we had. That was it. That was the only thing that was actually planned properly.
Now, by the way, I didn't hit the 11 joint. Beaky's in the basement, don't you?
Yes, I'm aware of that. Yeah. Beaky's waiting there until later. So yes. And we have Nick T. We have look. When I put the link up and I said I put it up because you reminded me, it wasn't. You don't have to come up if you're not feeling up to it, man. You go straight back to bed. Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm all right. I'm up now, mate. I'm up. I need a job. I feel battered, mate. Honestly, I've been sat on a drip for 8 hours.
Oh,
but not like just getting filled at 8 hours, mate. And they offered me a fucking jacket potato for dinner. A jacket potato. I've never been more offended in my fucking life.
Depends what you put with it.
I'm sorry for laughing at that, but only you could make that funny, Mick. You should. Yeah, you need to just stand up real.
But, no, mate,
yeah,
honestly,
I understand why you call this a jacket spud.
See, Mick, there was hours. When I used to go out into Belfast all the time, we used to go to a bar called Lavery's, and opposite there was the fast food place called Spuds, and it literally was just baked potatoes, right? But there were big spuds like that, and they creamed all the stuff out of them.
No, but I know what Mick's talking about. He's talking about NHS, like basically he probably got.
Oh, I suppose that's
that on a plate.
Yeah,
he probably got that on a plate.
Yeah.
Did that look familiar?
No, mate, I couldn't even see that far. I didn't have my glasses on. But I've been there since 7:30 in the morning. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I had to be there at 7:30. And I was sat there, mate, and at 12:15 they come round and they were like, would you like a baked potato? It's like, are you fucking swearing at me, love? I can smell the cafe is straight opposite the unit that I'm in. Do you know what I mean? So I can smell bacon, I can smell beans. And they're offering me a bland potato, a fucking potato. I could have punched her.
You see, when you're on the drip, can you not walk about it now? Or do you have to sit?
He was so no, he's sat.
No, he's plugged into the wall, mate. I had a cardboard fucking thing like that to piss in.
Yeah, can't do bugger all.
No,
you've got to sit there and wait.
You see it on the medical programs. You see they're walking about the drip or whatever's on the. you know, on the wee trolley so you can walk away with it. I was wondering if it was
Yeah.
something similar.
No, I was, but it's fucking. I won't recommend it. I fucking certainly won't.
I don't know. I know 2 people who've had them, and usually not long after it, they said they felt better.
Do you need a Dremel, lads? Sorry to cut you off.
No, I've got one. I've got a cordless one. The only thing is it's too powerful for doing some of this shit at the minute. So yeah, it's essentially it's a decent one that I managed to pick up cheap before Aldi downgraded what their budget brand was going to be. So I managed to pick up one before while it was all right. Same with the drill, the electric screwdriver, and the impact screwdriver. I managed to pick them all up before they got the crap ones in. But yeah, I do have one, but it's not corded. That looks like a nice one. How many bits has he got? The captain's buggered off for a minute. He got another talking about tools. Oh, cool. So, oh, wait a minute. No, he's got the big disc. He's got the big disc. And he's got see, the cutting discs are not too bad on it. Which is more what I've used it for. I've used it more for as an actual tool to like cutting screw heads off and nail heads off and crap than I have from a hobby tool. But I do have one. It's a cordless one. It does look similar, but all the case is a bit different. Holy shit! You have.
Yeah. I've
got one. Do you use that? Is that for doing the canes?
No, sometimes for some handles, but I ain't used it for it because I'm in a 1-bedroom flat at the minute with my mum. You know what I mean? Since my dad passed, I've been with my mum, so I can't really do nothing in this little kitchen. And getting to allotment in the condition at the minute is a bit difficult. So I need to get back at it. Do you know what I mean?
But the problem is, I'm pretty much in the similar condition here at the moment. I've got my air compressor over near the front door with the holes and everything connected to it because I've got to take it outside to use because I've not got the space for in here. I mean, this is my computer desk. That's where my keyboard goes. There's my mouse.
I can imagine.
My mouse must been overtaken by my microphone for this, so my entire desk is just complete cluck of I can't do anything. The projects I have in my head to actually do, I've got to do in very small chunks and stages. Hopefully,
that, to be honest, that just looks like a burnt Yorkshire pudding base to me.
Well, it should
but
do.
It does look cool. Whatever it is.
Once I've got it painted up, it should look like that.
See, I didn't want to say anything, but when I turned up, he was painting the big thing. I thought he was based on a fucking turkey or something.
No, see, once it's finished, it should look more like that, which is more rockish. And then once you
not just go out and pick a rock up from somewhere.
Yeah, but it'll be a damn sight lot heavier than what is essentially polystyrene cord.
What are you, a woman? You can't pick a rock up?
No, but the rock won't. Right, okay. You carry that one and that one. Don't forget that's over a foot long and like 8 inches wide, 8 inches deep, and like they stop becoming rocks at certain points, and you can't shove them in your backpack along with 200 plastic models and 2 books and expect to walk up the street happily without breaking your bloody legs or your back. So yeah, smaller ones, lighter ones, easier ones, ones that your small child, even if they do throw them at the siblings, doesn't cave the skull in.
Yeah, but how are they supposed to learn if they're not throwing stuff at each other?
Well, that's why I've got them ones.
Yeah, but if they don't hurt, they're not going to learn.
Oh no, that one will hurt.
You say you're going to Dublin weekend, Captain?
Thursday, I'm going down.
Are you going to Dublin weekend?
Thursday.
Fucking ass. He's caught a
I've
show for
booked a couple of days off, so we're going to go down Thursday on a day trip down to the Jameson's distillery.
All right. That'll be all right. I've been watching these crazy mad things in Dublin. The guy called Paul Nolan, he's going round, mate, with flags getting all Irish. There were about 500 people on this street. Yeah. Just like about these migrants that are like sleeping in a tent and they're getting dropped off in a van, begging.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just kicked them all out at town centre. I thought it was mad. Absolute mad.
Well, Mick's just clarified the unrest that I wasn't 100% sure about when I said it earlier on. Why you shouldn't take your necessarily expensive camera and your expensive phone to this place right now. So yeah, I will 100%. But yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, but it's like that everywhere though, no matter where you go. But like you said, Dublin's massive.
Yeah, it's big. It's a big city. It's like going to London. London's a shithole, partially because it's too big.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, exactly.
See, stop trying to say that London's not all crap, because my missus is trying to persuade me that London's not all crap, so I'll go there and not whinge my ass off and go like I used to.
My big mate, when he last went over to see a concert over there, and he was trying to talk me into going, and he didn't want to go, but it was to see Judas Priest and stuff, but after spending about 4 hours going through the tubes and all to get from one side of London to the other, he said it was like going through the mines of Moria. And just didn't, I haven't been to London since 1995.
I wouldn't even want to go. 10 years ago, Oxford Street had HMV, Gucci, Prada. Now it's got 67 fucking American sweet shops.
Yeah. And 14 Turkish barbers.
Fucking, that's same here, mate. We've got 6 barbers in one side by side.
Yeah.
It's mad. And they only cut each other's toenails. That's all they do.
Yeah,
I'll charge you £7 to get your feet cleaned by dead fish.
Yeah, that's a silly bit. It's stinky fish in my fucking aquarium. Why? They clean your feet. Honest, you just don't want to feed the fish. That's all they don't want. It's like free fish.
I think they've banned those more.
What, the fish spa cleaning thingy?
The thing with your feet in the face, because they were at risk of spreading hepatitis and stuff allegedly.
Well, yeah, they're eating flesh and then going into flesh. If anyone's got any open, of course,
yeah,
it's just basic science. Oh dear God, I don't know why it amazes me the stupidity of some people, and then the shocks when I go, I'm okay. I'm not gonna go do that. I don't particularly want to stick my foot in that thing, and no, I'm okay. I don't particularly wish to go and do. Nah, they look at me weird. I'm not weird. I just don't fish nibbling at my feet. Thank you very much. Where people have been there like 5 minutes before. Did you see the verruca on the sides of that bunion? I'm not going in there. No.
Yeah, no,
it's crazy, lads. Honestly, there's gypsies around here that watch people do it, and if there's any posh people going, the shoes have gone straight out of the door. Do you know what I mean? One's gone one way, one's gone other, and you get a barefooted rich guy just chasing someone with bare feet.
Oh dear God! Do you know something from around you that does not surprise me? In fact, they probably get something similar around here for kids just having fun. But we don't get that. We just got tanning salons and nail places. That's all we've got. Nowhere that does feet.
Oh, tanning salon. I don't think there's many tanning salons around here, to be fair, mate. I think that ran out of fashion years ago.
Only you've been not as backwatered as I am.
Yeah. It's cheaper to go to Spain for a day, mate, than go to a tanning booth now with price of electric.
I didn't think about that. Good. Have a good night, Ali. Have a good day. Work tomorrow. Have fun. Well, it's always fun.
I'll do my best, Ali.
They may look like burnt pancakes and a burnt biscuit, but once you get them in proportion and Look, you'll be surprised. So stop being snarky, badger boy. They look like that at the moment, but wait till the vision's going to become
It'll look
clear.
like that in a minute, but they'll be grand when they come out of the oven.
Yeah, fuck you. But no, that's the whole point. It's a slow process, but they will essentially be looking like rock farms. So
well, everything else you've done has come out pretty well at the end of it. There's bit that you've done that I thought that's rubbish,
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. As I said, most of this is just me just winging it and getting rough ideas of going, all right, okay, and then trying it. And so far, it's worked out. So far, I've not had any major hiccups apart from knocking my stomper over and knocking his arm over. But that's something completely different. That's just a repair on a model that I can do separately. But scenery-wise, I've been okay. Painting-wise, I've been okay. I've just got to I've got to finish off painting up enough Space Marines to actually face the Tyranids. And I've got to make up enough of this type of stuff and paint up enough of plastic stuff that I've already got so I can actually put it on the table. And then I can see if I can string together an edited film game and see if it works. I may be calling on your help for that, Captain. And especially your help at that one as well, EB. Yeah, definitely.
I help for what? Sorry, I got distracted there. Don't make me rewind. What?
Right. My idea is I paint material now in the bug army. They finished now. That army's all done, dusted, and in and what it is. Okay. You need to paint a Space Marine army to play against it. Then they need something to play on the battlefield, which is what these are going to be. That's why I'm doing all this crap. It's not crap, but you understand what I mean. Then hopefully I'm going to be able to, in a series of pictures and maybe some slow shots, actually make a kind of mini film battle report thing. But that's going to require editing. Now, there's 3 people I know who edit. One of them I can pester directly. How you doing, mate? You all right? The other one I can pester directly, but there's a good chance he's not going to answer because he might be out of Wi-Fi range because he relies solely on Wi-Fi. So that's the 2 people I know how to edit. So that's probably going to be the 2 people I go to when I go, right, I need to do this. Good evening, Angie. Morning, afternoon. What time is it? No, yeah. Where?
I know. So EB's been doing them for a while. So EB's good at it.
Oh, no, EB's good at it, but he's also working again.
Yeah,
and he's also 5 hours behind us. So
yeah, I can do it. I'm not great at it.
One of my friends down at Unit, lads, owns a computer shop. It's called Sandal Computers. His name's James. He's an expert. He builds computers. He writes programs, builds websites, does everything. If you need data recovery, Captain, off your phone, he'll be able to data recover for you, no problem.
It's not so much that I've got the software, I've got everything. I mean, I can also speak to Beaky as well about it, but I don't particularly want to put a project like that on Beaky because I think it'll be cool for him to go, you know what, you've done all this for me. Well, do this as well, please. So I think it's going to be.
You don't think he's saying you can? He has plenty of time. So.
Oh right, okay. In which case, I may ask Beaker.
Well, so of all the people, and I might stand corrected, but of all the people I know on this wee mod YouTube thing, JV's the best at video editing than anybody.
I have no idea about JV's time scaling.
Oh no, getting them's going to be a nightmare. But
yeah, it will. There you go.
Yeah, what little I do is cap cut, and I'll have a stab at it for you. You know what I mean? But cap cuts really, really. If I could do it, it's simple. You know what I mean?
Well, it's still a long way off. I mean, yeah. I've one building built, 3 hills, 2 of them need finishing, and I'm going to need more hills as well. As I said, that fit on top of these, so I could raise certain areas up to make it even higher. Don't forget, I've still got them big whopping fucking giant monster things that I've got to try and hide behind this stuff.
Yeah.
or at least give a chance to be able to not be seen on the first turn, so it doesn't just get boomed off the table. So I've still got a lot of scenery to be building up, and then, of course, there is the overall mat itself. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. There are several methods and ways to make them, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to make a neoprene one, essentially, and I don't know if I'll be able to get one the right colors that I need for this. So I've got to put the battlefield together, which is going to take the longest time. Actually, physically making the overall battlefield for everything. You have a good night, Steve. Thanks very much for joining me again, man.
I have too many tabs open. Yes, night, Steve.
Yeah. Yeah. Mark, do us a favor. Message me later, but thank you for coming. What was I saying? Yeah, so basically, it's going to be building the rest of the treasure. It's going to be a long way up before I need any editing doing. Don't worry, I've got about another 48 videos to do at least.
Well, so I bought a fake. Did I tell you about a fake lead shirt from Singapore for like £9?
A fake what?
Yeah, it now says doxed instead of boxed.
Yeah.
So don't. Yeah. But saying that though, for a tenner delivered.
Well, that's it. See, there's
if you're buying the
Joey uses somewhere for stuff, and he says all his stuff's perfect. He says they're the same as you buy, officially, but who knows? I've never been looking shit like that, so I never wasted money. I haven't bought a football shirt in years. I've no interest. Like 115 quid, that last joke of an England top was.
You bought an England top?
No, I'm just saying the last one was 115 quid. The one that they fucked the flag up on. 115 quid for a top, not the full kit.
Then again, I can't really complain.
We've got plenty of package, mate, that'll go rob you one from Marks and Spencer's for a tenner around here.
Yeah, so 115 quid, and the amount of uproar there was about because they ruined the flag on it, which was ridiculous, But I'm not English, but you don't fuck with a country's flag, and the way they fucked that up is.
Yeah, it's going to kick off. It's going to kick off on 23rd in London because Tommy Robinson and all that are going down with St George flags.
Yeah,
and that's going to cause mayhem. That's going to cause mayhem.
It depends how many people go. That's the thing. The last one didn't have a massive turnout. That's the thing.
Yeah, if they're advertising it on television or anything, then it's going to have a massive turnout.
It's mad though, because if you look on my Instagram, there's a photograph of me, but like me face painted St George, and I had the fancy dress St George costume on, and I was living in Essex in the time in Colchester, and I got arrested for wearing that because I refused to take it off.
Yeah. It just absolutely shouldn't be illegal to be flying your own flag in your own country. It just shouldn't. So
the fact that it just makes us laughable as what we want from what we once were. The fact that it is.
Well, it's not that everybody's so afraid of being accused of racism that they've let it slide for years, and now when somebody does want to fly a flag, you shouldn't be immediately called right wing and racist because you happen to want to fly a fucking, a St George's Cross or a Union flag in England or the UK. You just shouldn't.
Well, the real funny thing is we're allowed to fly an Irish flag.
Yeah.
On St Patrick's Day. Nobody will stop you.
Or a Palestinian flag. Let's face it, they're everywhere.
You're allowed to wave a flag of pretty much every other nation on the planet, except for the nation that you are in.
Yeah.
That's the frustrating part. We have so much tolerance for everyone else, but so little for ourselves.
Yep.
and it's not good. It's not good. We're losing. Although we are a multinational people, we are losing our national identities, and to a degree, what's happening in Dublin is a result of that.
Absolutely.
Because I have to give it to you that over there. You are very, very, very proud of your heritage, and you do not give it up easily. And if there is a deemed threats, you band together and sort the matter out.
Well, with that, you know, so
or at least attempt to in one way or another.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna move because I'm gonna throw up. I don't feel good.
No
I'll
worries,
speak
mate.
to you in a bit, guys. Have a good one.
yes,
you go
you
lie
take care,
down
mate.
and go look after yourself, mate. Hope you feel better tomorrow or next day. Although at this moment, I'm picking up. In case anyone's wondering why I'm not doing much, I'm just dabbing here and there. As it's drying, I'm seeing spots where I've missed, so I'm going back in and filling in bits where I need thinking it's darkening.
Well, I mean, I don't really care. I'm not really paying attention. I'm just trying to moderate and talk to you while I'm, you know, doing other things. So
yeah, yes, I know. However, because I'm waiting for drying times now, I don't know how long that could be. That could be another hour. It could be 2 hours. It could be 4 hours. It could be 20 minutes. I have not got a clue. Looking at this big sopping wet patch in front of me, though, I'm more inclined to think it's going to be more around the hour mark. And as much as we can sit and chat and talk rubbish, to do it for an hour just so I can fill the air, so I can come back and do this, I'm going to dry brush these next time. So I'm going to call it an evening for tonight. Thank you everybody for coming to join me. Ma, Beaky, Graham just very lately came in there, man. I didn't even see you pop up. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I've been building rock.
Ali,
Ali, Angie, Kirsty was in.
Kirsty, I missed Kirsty.
I think of Stephen was in. I think this is probably one of my better streams of all ever, because I know Saf's been in, Hayes been in. Hayes probably gone to sleep by now. If you've not, just say so, Hayes, and you can put it on repeat and sleep in no time. I'll just pick one of the longer ones. Catch you in a bit, and although if you wish to, I'm going to have a little bit of a chat with Captain backstage. If you wish to click the link just to have a bit of a chat, I won't stop you. But yes, I'm going to call it for the evening, let this dry. And so next week's going to be dry brushing these and figuring out what I'm going to do on top of this one, especially. This one's come with some what looks to be nice texture lines on top that I can possibly help bring out. So that could be nice. I'll just have to figure out what I'm doing with the rest of them. Again, I'll figure that out next week because I'm not sure what I'm...
Well, I have a technical question about what you're doing. Just wait. I'm going to ask you an actual question about. So what did you start off? So is that a bit of polystyrene, a bit of PIR?
Yeah. So expanded polystyrene, what you'll get from normal foam packaging.
How did you put any texture on it? Have you put any texture on?
Oh, I've done all sorts to it. I've done all sorts to this. So if I turn it over here, you can see the blue thing there. Right. That is again a form of styrene, a form of foam, but it's denser, and it's basically underfloor heating foam.
Right, but that's the bottom bit. That's right. But what about the top to make it look and feel rocky?
All this bit is foam. All this bit to feel rocky is. Where's the box? There it is. I happen to have it next to me because I had to finish the other rock the other day and knock my headphones off right now. So what was going to end is apparently extended for another couple of minutes. There you go.
That's okay. It's exactly what I was going to suggest if you hadn't, because I know you do. A lot of people will physically they'll sand it down and they'll cut stuff in it and all, but brushing that on just is probably the perfect thing. That's just what I was thinking.
£2.50 for a kilo for 1.5 kilo of dry powdered stuff, so it's not even like it goes off because it's wet. I can mix it up as much as I need and use it as little as well. So the only problem is you do have to texture it once it's on, because once you're applying it goes on quite smooth. So once it's actually
if it's waterproof, you could make yourself like a wee waterfall out of it, or a wee stream going down the side of the hill.
It's not waterproof until you
see it.
varnish it essentially.
Yeah.
But to get the texture over it, it's the same texture, same idea as what you do if you just texturing foam. You just kind of run some tin foil over it, and it kind of artexes it almost, and just takes that finger touch away from it, so it looks like, so it gives it that effect as opposed to the little curled up where my fingers brought it off and left it. It just snaps all the little edges off, and it just gives it that little more rough stone texture.
Yeah.
Once it's actually in scale, it kind of doesn't look too bad. BB's kind of right. It does kind of look like two big cow pats and a biscuit, but once it's actually in context, it will work. But it's just gonna have to be within context, which is hard to do. But yes, would you like to ask any more questions?
No, that was it. I just thought I'd have to feign some interest before we went, so.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, it lasted. It got me another 5 minutes, and everybody else another 5 minutes of us airtime, which I'm sure they're all happy about. But again, yes, thank you very much for everybody for joining us this evening. And drive safe as always. Thank you for my guests, Captain and Chris, who was up as sick and tired. Thank you very much for coming up to see us. And see you all next week. Have fun and drive safe.
See y'all.